Hey, what's going on, guys? I have a few things to talk about, and then we'll play some video game. I took a trip to Boston, Pittsburgh, one of these locations, um, over this weekend for work. I wanted to take some pictures, however, it's going on, sleepy. It was very rainy, so I didn't really get a chance to take a lot of pictures, unfortunately. I'll share one or two here in a second, but I went to go check out some playtesting for some upcoming projects and games at the University of Carnegie Mellon. No, it's Carnegie Mellon University. Um, and yeah, that's all we did. That's all I did. It sucked. It was 7 hour drive if you don't stop. Which I did not do. I did stop, but here's the view from the parking garage. This I believe is the university building. Might have been this one. It actually was this one. Um, I just took a few pictures. There's some better lighting, better framing, worse framing. My phone just beeped. Oh, thank you for telling me I went live, Twitch. Appreciate it. I've only been live for 6 minutes. This is the view across the water. So if I do the old Google Maps here, we pull open a map of Pittsburgh. It is located right along the water. Where is this view? Right here. So here's the building I was going to. Here's the parking garage. I walked between these two buildings, and there's a path right down to here. So this train tracks are not. What's going on, Hex? These train tracks are not really in use. If you follow them all the way down here, down, all the way down here, they're actually a siding for a different track, and there is trains on there, but they're just carriages, I think, to block the way. I think this rail is in use. These have like, I think these have like fences and shit, but the one I was looking at all the way over here, did not. I literally was able to stand right here. So this is the view across. And then I took a few photos for a panorama. I was looking down the train tracks and a little bit more all the way down across. I turned that into a panorama, which I put on Twitter. If I pull open this and we look at all my files here. Here we go. That's the second one. Here we go. The nice panography. I don't no, a nice panographic image. So that was cool. I kind of was not really planning. Not that I wasn't planning to do a pantograph, because obviously I took the photos like that. But I was like, oh, I don't know if this will work out. But it did work out. There's a few artifacts, like you can see, like the train track here is a little squiggly. Actually, that's where two pieces of track connect. So that might, I think that's an artifact, and that's the actual track. But you can just see how wobbly the train tracks actually are. I mean, that's how they are in real life. This would be a slow area. I mean, they're so close to the building, it would be a slow area anyway. But so yeah, I took a bunch of those photos. Took some more photos of the bridge. The path that I was walking on is, I believe, right there, and I walked across the grass over here. The bridge, and some more bridges. There was a bird. Took a picture of a bird. Nice and pixelated bird because I have my ISO cranked. This was a rest stop on my way home. I think this is still Pennsylvania, but it could be New Jersey. I'm pretty sure it's Pennsylvania though. I'd have to look up. Uh, Not the greatest pictures. The light wasn't very good. And yeah, this is me trying to compensate for the light. It still doesn't look very good. But I also tried to turn those into panograph, pano. You can see obviously the exposure difference doesn't really work out. A and B. I didn't really want to make a panograph. I just kind of like lazily took a couple pictures, so you can see how it doesn't line up very well and it gets all blurry and shit. But it is what it is. I think that's it. Yeah, there's just a couple more pictures and there's another picture. Yeah, I get into the raw. So that's it. I didn't really do a whole ton. Oops, that's not the button I meant to do. Like I said, I went to Carnegie Mellon University to check out some of their upcoming projects. This was their Entertainment Technology Center, I believe, where they had. I might as well just do this. Here it is. They had, I guess, the theater department and the audiovisual. Somebody got together, were like, "Oh, let's make something where these two meet up." There it is. So I saw some interesting projects. I don't have my sheet in front of me, so I will try and do them off of memory. The first project we went to go see was a spin on character creation. And so I guess they were working with EA to make a new type of character creator, where basically you choose a body type and you have a slider. One end is kind of more of a male figure, one end is more of a female figure, and then you choose some adjectives like studious or athletic or whatever, and based on that they give you certain clothing choices for your character. It was interesting. They were trying to kind of figure out a more how do I phrase it, a less binary system, because a lot of games are choose male or female character, and they wanted to be able to give people a choice to go in between. That was fine. I kind of didn't personally like the choice of being wrangled into clothing. Each adjective, there's like 5 or 6 of them, had one set of clothing. And they wanted something that wouldn't flood you with choices. However, it was kind of limiting. So, but I mean, the point of it is to give the students feedback on their projects so that they can iterate before the final at the end of the year. So, or the final judging, whatever it is for their project. The next one we went up. I think that all right. So my phone died. We'll talk about it later. However, I think I got one photo of this. Let me see if I can send myself this one photo. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Right. So there was this big room. It had 3 projectors on the ceiling, and it was a big wraparound wall. And so they gave you 3D glasses like you would for a 3D movie. The shutter opens, close, opens, close, opens, close, so that you see a 30 FPS video. However, they're sending a 60 FPS video of each eye, combined. That's why it looks a little bit blurry. But the first part of the demo, we were just underwater, eliminating coral that was toxic. It was highlighted, and so you could point. And they had like an NES light gun that you pointed at it with a Vive tracker on top, so it tracked where you were, the position and all that. The next one, we were in an underwater city, which is what you see here, moving through. It wasn't finished yet, so it really was just you moving, and you're able to pull the trigger to shoot. But it reminded me of like Time Crisis. That was really cool. I really enjoyed this. Just an interesting thing. The next one we went to, I'm probably gonna get these out of order, but it was a project where they were working on developing feedback to create a better feedback loop for projects, so that the projects, the people who are working on their projects could get more info back from people doing the feedback. And so what they did is they made us draw a bird, which of course I can't. I mean, you've seen the chart of RuneScape. You know I can't draw. But so I drew a bird as best I could, and they put a bunch of different feedbacks, which weren't necessarily tailored to mine, but they were just possible feedbacks you can get. And some of them were like, oh, you should look up a tutorial on how to draw birds on YouTube, or the shading wasn't really good, but maybe if you did XYZ, it would be better, or oh, you're tired today, huh? And just stuff like that. And you kind of had to rank the feedback based on whether it was good feedback or bad and why. And they kind of had like on the back of the card their thoughts about what was good and bad feedback and why. And some of it was like, this is good feedback because it provides specific critiques, but it's also praise. And I was like, I don't necessarily think praise is a good feedback mechanism. Yeah, it kind of is, but not really. And so we kind of discussed that a little bit. But the next one, which is really cool, which I may have to look up later, was these VR boots. And what they did was you strapped yourself into these boots, and they kind of had like roller skate like ratchets that you would put on. And as you played the game in VR, it would slowly move you back towards the center of the play space. And so you're clunking around with these boots were heavy. Holy shit! They got powered by like a portable drill battery, the big chunky ones. So they were heavy. However, the way they made the demo, which I didn't play the demo, I watched somebody else play because I was more interested in seeing the boots and their operation than I was trying them. Then only one person could go. The way they made the demo was you were in like a HEV suit kind of, and so you were clunking around like you were, like you're a Big Daddy from BioShock or whatever. But so the guy was clunking around, and you could hear the little motors go, and he was moving them back towards the center. And so each boot had two spinnable platforms underneath with wheels in them, so they could spin however they need to move you in whatever direction together. And so there was obviously two of those in each boot, so they could move you around the play space. That was interesting. There were a couple of times where like the little platen kind of like whoop, and spun 180 to do something, and I could see the guy using it kind of like not lost his balance, but I could see that it like jerked his foot a little bit. And he's like, so it's still in development. Apparently that is their first prototype, and there's one or two more that are a little bit more lightweight and work a little bit better. But this was the one the students had access to and they were doing stuff with. Cool. I don't know, really a little bit niche products. However, we have seen things like that low friction little bowl kind of thing that you stand in with the cage around you that like holds you in place, and so you walk and on the low friction surface, so it feels like you're walking. So obviously there's a market for it, and people are trying to work on it. So it was cool, but I don't know if it'd be something I would buy. And the last one, was that the last one? I'm trying to remember. Give me 1 second. I have a sheet. Hang on. Right. The last one. Let me see if I can look up these shoes real quick. Here they are. So before we go on to the next one, this is what it's called, the Ecto VR Vector shoes, or they were previously Vector, or their group was Vector, or whatever. I don't know why they're showing the guy walking and not the shoes, but anyway, you could see if they don't hide the image, there's these two little platforms that spin, and there's wheels underneath that move you around. Can I just see some video? Can you show me? Here you go. This looks like a newer pair. This is not the same pair. Is that even? Let me see if I could find the pair I was looking at. They do look like moon shoes. I just want to see the boots working, dude. These must be some newer ones. Yeah. So you can see those boots, how big they are and how clunky they are. You can't really walk. You walk like you're wearing big boots. You know what I mean? So, it's not perfect yet, and you can see the batteries on the top, and you can see I picked one up. They're heavy. They're heavy. Like I asked one of the kids, like, can I hold one? Can I look at it? And it's heavy. Obviously, it being on your feet, mic stand in a good spot. It being on your feet means you can move it around. Fucking mic stand. You can move around, because that's where you can lift the most weight, sort of. Um, but it would be cool maybe to see the batteries and some of the electronics redistributed to your waist. I mean, they already have a waist tracking, so um, you do that. Kind of. It's almost like a reverse treadmill. You know what I mean? Because it's not it's not a platform that moves like that you're walking on. It's moving. The wheels are moving. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's a reverse treadmill almost. A treadmill, all the rest of the stuff is offloaded, where this is all unloaded onto your legs. But interestingly enough, they're tracking the boot position, they're tracking your ankles, and they're tracking your waist. And obviously they track your head and hands via the controllers. But I'm surprised that they wanted both uh boot and ankle tracking, because it's like, yeah, when you bend over, your ankles move in relation to your ankle, but if they're tracking your waist already, why do they need that ankle position, so I don't know. Interesting. um they have new boots. Yeah, these are not the version that I got to see. They're close. These have a guard on. Can we these have a guard around them, it looks like. This guard right here. Otherwise, it looks pretty similar, actually. That it's not actually a demo. It's just a promo video. Let's see. That's them at a trade show, probably talking about it. Yeah, just some more use. Yeah, maybe. I'm just like I said, I'm just not sure if you already have that data from the boot itself, what you get by having the ankles tracked as well. I guess maybe the position of the foot, whether it's, curved or whatever, but could you not tell that from the angle of the shoe and the height of the waist? Although that being said, this guy, oh yeah, he does have the waist tracking. So yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. What else? Oh right, the last one. So the last thing I tried. What's going on, Snoodle? The last thing I tried was they were working on a project in Unreal. And I guess their project was to make it easier to make things in Unreal. So they had a demo where you were a little character, a humanoid, and you were running around, and you could pick up a pole, and you can use it to like pole vault or to like hang on hooks and pull yourself to throw yourself over and all that. And what their thing was, I've never used Unreal, and I keep mistaking it for Unity for some reason. I've never used Unreal, but they were showing us the editor. I got to try this. When you go into the editor, you can look and you can change parameters about the objects very easily from a tab in the corner. And apparently that's not how it is in normal Unreal. Apparently there is some like coding that has to be done. You have to go in and change it. So It seemed like it was just an easier way to modify things, and so I played the demo level where you ran through and they demonstrated checkpoints and death planes and doing all these things, and then they brought me to like an unfinished level, and they're like, all right, you're gonna have to make some modifications to this level, and obviously that's what they were testing, is to see how somebody who doesn't know Unreal adapts to these tools they've made. But they're like, first, let's have you play the level. And so I went through and, obviously the level's made so you can't complete it and you have to change certain aspects about it to be able to complete the level. However, I beat the level without the changes. And the young woman who was showing it to me was like laughing about it. And she was like, oh, how are you so good at video games? I was like, I didn't say this out loud, but I've probably been playing video games longer than they've been alive. Like, college students are what, 18 to 20? I've been playing video games for 25 years, 30 years. Not 30, but 25 years, 20 years. So, I don't know. It was just funny. And so then after I beat it, I was like, all right, let me show me how I'm supposed to do it. And so they showed me the editor, and I was able to edit it. And it took me a lot longer to do it via editing the level to be correct than it did to just kind of cheese it, but that's all right. It was still cool. Based on their, I guess what I've gathered about Unreal and what modifications I had to make to it. So it's cool. They have a website. They do. I wonder if I can find the projects that they were working on. Can I search Vector? Oh yeah, so they do have project websites. Okay, so maybe I can show you some of these. This was the Vector one. This is still all Vector, yeah. So can they show a list of these projects? Maybe I could show you some of the other ones. Yeah, okay. Is this the one I looked at? No. So there was a bunch of these. I didn't get to play all of them. I was put in a specific group to check out some of them. I think I tried Nautilus, Aliarasa, Vector. Yeah, okay. So Disco was the one about feedback. Let's see, let's check out the media. Yeah. You could check out more, but yeah, they had all these different feedback things, and like I said, they were trying to revamp. What's going on, Zot? Revamp. La Brea Tar Pits were in the crosswords. Oh hell yeah! Thank you for the host as well. So they were talking about how the feedback loop can be modified. Nautilus, I think, was the. No, wait. Why did I bring back the Disco? I wanted Nautilus. Answer my Discord. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's going on? What's going on, dude?
Hey,
What are you doing?
good. How's your trip?
Oh, it sucked.
Oh no.
No, the event I went to was all right. The rest of it was not great. It was a fucking 7.5 hour drive if I didn't stop for breaks. I had a headache the whole time because I think I was going through caffeine withdrawal, to be honest.
Well, don't
I
do
drank,
that.
Well, it's too late. It was rainy, so I didn't really get to take many pictures. My work gave me a per diem, which was like nothing. Yeah, my phone died. I didn't even talk about that yet. It's
How
working
did it
now.
die?
I don't know. So I was trying to take some pictures of the stuff we were doing, and I got a
Mhm.
call from the car rental agency at the same time, and that made it like freak out, and it turned off, and I could not get it started again. I was trying the whole time during the rest of the event. I plugged it into my car. I was trying, and eventually I just left, and I was I was trying to drive home, because I kind of knew where to go. I mean, it's like a 7 hour drive, but it's all like two roads. It's all just
Yeah.
highway straight across.
Yep.
So I got going. I drove a bit, and I eventually got to a small town. And I went into not went. I went to the Wendy's parking lot and used their Wi-Fi with my computer, and was able to talk on Discord, which I did. And then I was just trying to look up how to reset it, and I had to push like a whole bunch of buttons on the outside and hold it, and eventually it reset itself. But it was just like
That's why you need 2 phones.
I have my old phone. It's just A, I don't think it'll take the SIM card that I had to swap to, and B, I didn't think of yeah, I stole Wendy's Wi-Fi. Yeah, sorry, Wendy's.
Doc, there's no such thing as stealing Wi-Fi from Wendy's.
That's all right.
I'm surprised
posted
Wendy's has Wi-Fi.
Well, I mean, it's a small town. They need something to come get people to go to Wendy's, right? The Wi-Fi at the hotel made me sign a disclaimer or check off a checkbox disclaimer about watching media that was not mine. Let me I put it in Discord, but
They
let me
have that
pull it up.
on every splash screen. They just put it in smaller text.
Oh, I'm sure this one was like an actual like big
Oh yeah,
a big thing.
I've from now on, I'm just gonna VPN to my home network.
I
Go to the
didn't even
Wi-Fi.
I didn't even bother. It could barely survive me trying to play RuneScape, let alone watching video. So they want you to pay
Yeah.
for the nicer
No-
internet. I was like, nope,
No LimeWire.
no, I can't use Kazaa. But I don't think it could really even do YouTube videos. I didn't even bother trying. But yeah, so I eventually figured out that I was pushing the wrong button combination. I was trying to do the Apple combo, not the Android combo. Apparently it's different. And got it working again, which is nice because then I can, like listen to stuff in the car and actually navigate and all that. So
Is your what is the resolution of your monitor?
mine is 2560 by 1440.
Oh, that's why
Nice.
your Chrome is so small.
Yeah, it's not small for me. It's actually nicely sized. But yeah,
Very small to me.
yeah. And I specifically went for this monitor size because it's still 16:9.
I want a big fucking wraparound monitor now. That's what I'm gonna go for.
Do you have one of those at work? Have you tried it?
I've set up multiples, but never had
Yeah.
one myself. I basically already have an ultra wide at home. It's just 2 monitors, so
I like to keep things full screen, so I don't want an ultra wide because I will not be able to full screen anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely don't.
That's
like
why you have like
having-
the bars on the side to make it fit your standard widescreen, not the ultra widescreen. You just have cool little analytics bars on either side to keep the frame. Yeah, you get your.
You'd have to have half your screen would be analytics.
Yeah.
No, get out of here.
A browser window on this, that'd be great for streaming, right? You have all the stuff already in view.
You just have another monitor.
Too many cables, man.
Oh, the 2 extra cables. Wah.
And it's more real estate. It's not the thing that could,
Get out of here. I'll stick with my multiple monitors.
Can't like break Diablo 4 with a normal monitor either. You gotta
also
use
can't
the
do
ultra
like,
wide.
You can't do full screen mode, which means you'll always have a bar at the top.
You should instead get one of those screens that's what the fuck? I forget the aspect ratio, but it's like an extra half higher of a 16:9, and it's used for like people that do stock trading and stuff. It's not like a 4:3, but it's like it's weird.
I know what you mean, yeah. I have 2 2560 by 1080s in vertical on either side of this monitor.
That's too much.
No, it's actually pretty nice. The only thing is I don't like watching videos on them, but like I have OBS on one, and so I have if I do studio mode, I stack the two, and then I have chat and everything underneath it. On the left, I have Discord, and on top of Discord, I have a web browser, which I don't like having multiple windows open, but it actually kind of works in this case. But
we saw a D&D movie.
yeah, I saw. I was thinking of maybe going to see it, but I gotta watch like 6 billion things. So
we watched Tetris.
Yeah, you guys were just starting it when I got in last night, and I was like,
oh yeah,
too tired for me.
You gotta do either of those for the cast.
I think we'll probably eventually talk about Tetris, but we're not filming an episode Monday, so we're not doing anything crazy.
What is this tabula rasa shit?
So I went to Pittsburgh to do like a play test for stuff, and this is one of the projects where they were working with EA to figure out a new way to do character design that isn't as what do you call it, like overbearing on the person trying to do it. And so like what they had was you would choose, let me find a good example. You would choose one of 3 body types, and then you would choose like some traits like, athletic or
okay,
whatever, and then it would suggest clothing and all that. And they're obviously a little bit further along in here than what they showed us, but it was a way to make it a little less binary, but it also made it have a lot less options. So it kind of, I don't know. It was both good and bad in that respect, but this is just the students have their projects
and it's a
online.
VR thingy.
This isn't necessarily in VR. Not all of these were VR. Some of them were, some of them weren't, but
don't quite understand why it's called the tabula rasa.
I don't really
have.
That's the name they chose.
Tabula rasa means blank slate, I think, in terms of what it.
Yes.
Bailey's here, by the way.
Oh, hey, Bailey.
Hi.
Sneaking in, holy cow!
You should know she was here this whole time.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't
she doesn't have shit to talk about monitors. We're talking about monitors. What the fuck are we gonna talk?
Bailey, what resolution do you like for your monitors?
What resolution, Bailey?
For real, sorry, I don't know.
It's all good.
She likes her 4K.
No, okay, good. Yeah, so I don't know. I did you see me talking about the boots earlier or no?
I'd see you talking about no boots.
No, you might like these. These are VR. It's such a fucking low resolution little GIF. They have a little wheels in the bottom of these boots, and so while you're walking around in VR, you can it'll try and return you to the center of the play space. It's very interesting. They are working with this guy who
is that the same
guy?
Is that? Oh, I thought that was the same dude that made those shoes that had attachment that made you walk faster.
I don't think so.
I gotta say that this is
I find you a good video.
Questionable.
I didn't try them myself. I watched somebody else because I wanted to see how they worked, but if they could get around the weight issue of how heavy and clunky they are, I think it would be kind of cool. But yeah,
look how much. Yeah, like
they're interesting. I mean, the demo they had was you were in like a HEV kind of suit, so it made sense you were clunking around. But yeah, it's interesting. You can be a Sonic character, yeah, with the giant shoes.
Oh yeah, you do look like Sonic Heroes. No, yeah, my main content is like those look clunky as balls, and
they were heavy. I picked them up. I mean, you can see on the front, these are.
They gotta weigh at least like 5 pounds each.
Try like 15 or 20.
Oh no shit!
These are drill batteries, like handheld drill batteries.
Yeah, they're
as
like
the power
source.
Yeah, and there's some carbon fiber and some metal plates in there. There's the 2 bases are both motors and wheels inside, and those 2 bases rotate independently. So yeah, it's heavy. It's definitely heavy.
I'm just imagining one of those like getting its like x-axis confused and then snapping your ankle.
Well, thankfully that didn't happen, but
Yeah.
there was an instance where they the wheels rotated 180 underneath the guy. And he didn't fall, but you could definitely see him like, what was that? Like, I don't know if they don't have what they need to have it spin 360 and it had to reset itself, or I honestly don't know. But yeah, it was kind of very interesting that he was like just standing there. All of a sudden, you hear, whoop, and then he was like, oh shit. But I mean, it's a cool concept. I'm not sure why. Like you can see in the clip that's coming up right before the end, like it was slowly moving the person towards the center. I'm not sure why they don't let you walk a little further towards the edges
They
and have
probably
it just
can
constantly
tune
moving
that.
it. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff they can do, but
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
They're using a Vive Pro.
Yeah, yeah. They have trackers on the boots, trackers on the ankles, and trackers on the waist. Not sure quite why they want trackers on the ankle. We were talking about this earlier. The
Can't they
shins.
just like make VR clothing? You know what I mean? Like where you don't have to like
The
track
clothing's
this.
tracked.
Yeah, and it says trackers
Well,
in the clothing, and then like it at least knows where your arms and
yeah, what they
shit are.
need is they need to do the whole like the suit with little dots all over it.
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm
need
saying. Like,
that, but not dots. That'd be just a pattern on the outfit.
doesn't even need to be optical. It could just be like point to point tracking.
I mean, if you yeah, I guess you could. I mean, that's the reverse tracking of how the Vive works. So
Right.
you'd have
It's
to
like
modify
it
everything.
knows
But yeah,
Tron suit. Tron suit. Tron suit sound if you yell it sounds like you're yelling something in a different language.
they need to know your exact leg orientation to decide when to move. So if they're tracking your waist and they have a hard mount on the boot, could they not infer your leg position from that? Like if you know how tall they are, you would know the angle that the ankle is at because of that, and you can
Yeah, but
infer.
everybody's inseam is different though.
Yeah, but if your calibration step of having you stand still at the beginning, shouldn't you be able to gather all that data?
Yeah, but it's not going to be able to determine your spread length on each leg.
Why would you even need to know that though?
Okay, I don't know.
Like you get what I mean though, because if they know where the boot is, and they know the position and like the angle of the boot, and they know where your waist is, and they know how high you are, they can infer an angle between your two legs and your and your in the boot and all that. Like I don't know. Maybe there's some other reason that I can't think of, but I don't know. It just seems like
Prevent
extra.
ankle twisting is all it is.
I guess. Yeah, but why do you need to know how much the ankle and the foot
Here's a
differ?
question: can you move your foot? Like, can you turn your foot opposite? Like, I've only seen them walk in parallel with each other.
Yeah, you can have like a splayed. You can splay your feet. The motors in the base, the two circular bases are independent, so they can move those whatever direction and push you. So they can push you left or right if they wanted to get you, back into the center.
I want robot legs instead of robot
meat
shoes.
legs.
Yeah, like then you wouldn't have to worry about like VR suits. You just like track your servos like directly into the firmware of the VR space. You're fine. Just become digital.
Yeah, to make sure your stepper motors don't slip.
Stepper motors aren't slipping. Steppers be slipping.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I thought it was cool. I think I closed the picture.
Innovators.
Yeah, I mean they're college classes, they're college courses doing projects trying to get things.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were working with this group, they were working with EA, they were working with a bunch of other people. I found out about it from the I Expect You to Die devs. Was that Shell Games? We're like, hey, we have a project here, and do you want to go check it out? And unfortunately, I don't think I tried their project when I was there, but that's how I found out about it. So
fancy that.
You can see the two bases, and then there was some extra wheels for stability, and then two big wheels in the center that provide actual movement.
Is that carbon fiber PLA right there? Is that carbon
this?
fiber?
It looks like it is. Yeah,
Is
they
that
definitely
carbon?
sheets, and they had metal and went in there as well for
That's-
rigidity.
It's definitely carbon fiber PETG, if it's not
yeah.
nylon. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I need to
mean,
get my 3D printer modifications to be able to print that shit. I have a spool of it. I just don't have.
you got to get a nozzle and the gearing.
I have the nozzle. I don't have the all metal hot end, and that's the only other thing I need.
You don't need.
I have a direct drive. I don't have a Bolin.
Yeah, but still, you might wear those the what do you call them? The feeders.
From what I read for this model, it shouldn't be a problem for the drive gears.
Okay. I don't never use that model, so I don't know, but I know that's something need to have like actual.
I think the Bowden setups are the ones that they have the issue with that. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, there's more pressure with that, so I can see that might be. But yeah, and then you have like roller skate ratchets to keep your foot in, and the two of them separate so you can move it wider for bigger shoes.
I've been wanting to go roller skating recently.
Oh my god, dude! There's a roller rink near me, and like anybody I asked to go was like, "Oh, I'm not coordinated to go." And it's like that's not the point. The point is to go fucking roller skate and have fun. Like, all right, come on over. We'll see Mario. We'll do mini golf. We'll go rollerblading.
When does Mario come out?
Wednesday, I think.
Fuck. I feel like that's really. You know what? I'm glad they're releasing it, but they probably could have waited till summer to release it.
They could have done it on Mario Day too if they.
Yes, they could have probably.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. They already delayed it from last year, so that's probably why they're not waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to go to like an animal draft house. We can't fly out to New York. We ain't got time. You ever had wheelies?
Me, no.
I never had wheelies either.
Near Easter
I think
for
they're really
kids.
Near Easter for.
Yes.
Well, I mean, families all come together, then they go all do stuff together, so it does make sense.
Oh, let's go see our classic Easter movie.
I mean, if you're going to take the family and you're a good Christian family, you're going to go see Super Mario Brothers over what else is coming out on Mario Day on that day.
Yeah,
April Easter weekend movies release.
You go to church, then you go see Mario.
New movies in theaters. Easter movies. Wing and a Prayer, Super Mario Brothers, Chevalier, The Pope's Exorcist, Shazam is out still. Like these are yeah. Can't see D&D on Easter because D&D is of the devil.
It's demonic, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I want to watch with folk is like the satanic panic stuff. You have to be careful. Like the 90s era stuff is a little like kind of like sex, drugs, and alcohol sort of thing, whereas like the 70s stuff is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Look at all those particles.
Yeah, I don't know what that project was about. I didn't read that far into it. These are all past projects from different years.
Reefer Madness wasn't a satanic panic thing. Did it have satanic panic? I don't know. I never actually watched Reefer Madness.
AI playtesting.
Hi.
The original was
we are AI
playtesting.
We are creating an AI playtest agent that could learn
game state over all the games it.
Interesting. I mean, that's kind of what a lot of people have been doing. They had a play Slay the Spire? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's the player playing it. Oh, I guess the AI is playing it too. Okay.
For real production, we combine these three implementations. We maintain a single.
This isn't for playtesting. This is for making hacks and cheats.
After we finished this project, we sold it to a cheat website.
Yeah. Have you seen the one like cheating right now is like
if you wanna play the game by yourself?
I don't know the whole like the reading memory with a separate machine on the other machine and then being able to like rip all that stuff like the lengths people will go to cheat is just
Yeah.
fascinating, I guess.
They made fake Slay the Spire in Unity. Look at this. They just ripped the assets out of Slay the Spire. I mean, it's probably a lot easier to rebuild the game in Unity than it is to hook into the actual game, but it's kind of funny.
Oh, really? Is it like
What's going on, Bard?
I
Did you not see the example they were showing?
so that wasn't like a hook into Slay the Spire. It was just a
This is
mock
a
recreation
fake,
of it.
Yeah, a fake Slay the Spire.
Okay.
Cut down the UI. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that's what they were. I'm trying to drag their window in their video. I don't know if that's why they were doing it, or if they're just doing it in Unity to make it, be able to like latch onto it better.
Wouldn't it not be easier? Well, maybe they're just not allowed to use an established thing to do this. It has to be written from the ground up, and they just happen to use the concept to Slay the Spire and the assets. Yeah, I could. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Did you get any good food in Pittsburgh?
I went to a Korean place. No, was it Korean? Hang on, I can show you the place. It was okay. I got soup dumplings, which I've kind of thought would have like soup with it, but didn't. It was literally just like soup dumplings with. I stayed in this Hilton. It was Bao Pit, right? Oh, the place is called Bao, but it's in Pittsburgh. It was just soup dumplings, and I got what do they call them? The tea eggs as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. It was just like my per diem was like $30 a meal, and I could get like one thing. You know what I mean? Like it's a city, it's expensive. So but it was all right.
How was the rental car?
It was a Malibu, a champagne Malibu. I liked Android Auto when it worked. I didn't like that every time I plugged in my phone or it lost connection to, I guess it has like 4G like in the car, but it wasn't, there wasn't any data because I tried to do that to get maps without, my phone was working. So, but anytime it lost connection to that, it would lose connection to my phone for whatever reason. And then every time it was plugged in or it regained connection, it would start playing my podcast app, which I didn't want to listen to. And so I'd have to go on my phone and cancel it and then go back to YouTube. It was a real pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. Ours doesn't do any of that bullshit.
Yeah. But it was nice. Like, it drove nice. It had I like my brakes a little spongier. It had very responsive brakes, which took a little bit to get used to.
Smaller car.
Yeah. And, my brakes on my car are a little bit wonky. Yeah, great gas mileage. I think I refueled maybe a tank and a half the whole trip, which is pretty sick. And I got in and my head was like almost touching the ceiling. And
Put that seat down, bro.
I did, but I felt very low. Like I couldn't see all around the car, where I wanted to. So it was very different. And the front of the car is longer, so I kept not hitting curbs, but like like when the curb goes underneath the car and it scrapes in the bumper. I did that like 3 times.
Yeah.
Because it's longer than mine, and mine's a lot higher.
Yeah.
Too, but oh well, it's a rental. Like,
Well, I'll tell you what, bud. I think me and Bales are going to go on a walk and try to enjoy this day, as it were.
No worries. I'm gonna play like a dragon anyways, or Ishin anyway. So
play the Dragonishin.
We beat the game, so it's just post game stuff now.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Bye.
See you guys. Have a good one. Using AI for game testing. Yeah, that was a different project. I didn't see that one. I saw a couple other ones. Vector, which is the boots. Or Ecto VR is the name of the company, but Vector was their project. This is not what I thought it was. Tabula Rasa and a couple other ones. So tea eggs are good. You like veggie boiled eggs? The tea eggs were interesting. Based on some of the descriptions I had read, I kind of almost had thought that they would be like the yolk would be like not hard boiled. It would be like partially cooked, but maybe just the walk back from the restaurant or what. Maybe they just boil them. I don't know. But it wasn't bad. It was interesting. They had bubble tea too, which I didn't really like, unfortunately, which is kind of sad because I kind of chose that place because they had bubble tea and they were really close to the hotel, so I could just walk down the block and get it. But there was a couple barbecue places which looked really good, but they were really far away, and I didn't feel like I didn't have to, but I got the they have a parking garage in the hotel, and so I parked there because it's a city. It's like literally a city. Like I didn't expect it to be a city. And I didn't really want to go find a place to park or park at the hospital or whatever. So I paid $30 to park. This works. I'm gonna argue with work to reimburse me. But I want to take my car out and go drive to get barbecue and come back. And I don't know. I was feeling barbecue, which is why I was thinking barbecue. But one of them was over here, a couple down here. But I was just like, and it was rainy and disgusting, and there's so much traffic. So I came in. Where is it? So there's a tunnel. Where is the tunnel? There's a tunnel somewhere. There it is. The tunnel right here. That goes through. Right? You come in through the tunnel, which I'm not sure why they tunneled. And you come down here and you turn up here. And this is just like a street. And this whole area was just a gridlock. It took me maybe 15 minutes to go from here to the hotel, which was just like, whoop, should have taken me like 2 minutes. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to go out again. So, but, oh well. Could have parked in a field, expense denied. Yeah, but where is there a field I can park at where I can still get to the hotel easily? Like, I'm not going to park wherever and walk all the way over in the rain. Like, what's going on with Zaga? I don't know. I also, like I said, wasn't feeling great because I was in the car for 8 hours. So let me pull up like a dragon here real quick. Let me change some stuff out. Hang on a second. These interaction reminder things get weird. So I know you guys are smart people. You do what you want. I'll catch you later.